Hey everyone, how you guys doing? I'm Erica. Today we're going to be talking about some advanced Pinterest tips for bloggers, affiliate marketers. If you have an Etsy shop, you're in e-commerce, Shopify store, whatever it is you're doing, we are going to be talking about some really advanced stuff here that can really help you take your pinning to the next level. So let's get started. Now, the points we're going to be covering are how many times should you pin on Pinterest? What are the right times of the day to pin? Which days should you pin on Pinterest for your niche? Your pin templates, the ones that you're supposed to be using. Why you should pin daily on Pinterest. This is really important. What pinning method drives the more traffic to your offers, your blog, or whatsoever? And should you be using automation tools? Now you want to stick around to the end of this presentation because I'm going to tell you how you can get a hold of me and how you can access this presentation for future reference. So, okay, how many times should you really pin on Pinterest? Well, as a blogger, you want to pin 15 to 20 pins daily, and you want to be using the 80-20 rule. I'm going to talk more about that. But as an affiliate marketer, if you have products from your shops and whatsoever, you want to pin at least 100 pins per day. Now, bloggers can create multiple pins that link back to one specific post on their blog, and Pinterest doesn't have a problem with that. In fact, they mention that in their blog, and they want bloggers to create multiple pins for their, blog post. Now, you want to be using the 80-20 rule, and I'm going to show you an example in a minute. And the same goes for the Etsy Amazon pinners. You can create 2 pins per product, or as many pins as you want to create per product, and you can pin them onto Pinterest. It increases the reach of that particular product, and it increases your chances of making sales on Pinterest. So let's move on. Let me just show you an example of a really huge Pinterest account. This lady is awesome. I love her her blog. She puts out a lot of awesome content on gardening and stuff like that. If you're in that niche or you like this kind of content, you can go ahead and follow her, but this is just for educational purposes. Now, as you see here, she has 368,000 followers. And what I meant by the 80-20 rule, that you should pin 80% of your content and 20% of other people's content and not the other way around, is if you go on to Pinterest, onto all of these huge Pinterest accounts, I can assure you that once you click on the pins icon button, you are gonna see a lot of content that leads back to the owner of the page website. Now, if we scroll down, we're going to continue scrolling all day long, and you're not going to find content from other sources on Pinterest. All of them are going to lead back to her blog or website. Now, this does not mean that she's creating content every day and each pin leads back to a new content. She creates like a dozen images or more per content, per a blog post, and she pins them. I'm going to be showing you the technique that these people use to pin so that their pins look natural on Pinterest, that no one notices that they lead back to a specific post. So we're going to be getting into that in just a second, but I'm going to go to another Pinterest account. This lady is awesome. I follow her and I'm in her group on Facebook. She's awesome. She puts out a lot of cool content, and I highly recommend that you follow her because she's brilliant. Anyway, let's move on. Now, her blog is called louiseM.com, and if you just hover over any of these images, you're going to see that they all lead back to her blog. Now, this is what these guys are doing to get all of this awesome traffic to their blog post. They just create a lot of images where I'm going to be showing you how they send them out, or they put them out onto Pinterest to get all of the traffic back to their blog post. Now that we've covered this section, let's move on to the next one. Okay, Now you know about the 80-20 rule. Last but not least for this topic, you want to do the pinterest.com/following to find all of the recent pins from your followers. So let's go ahead and do that. In your browser, you just want to type in pinterest.com/following, and it is going to show you all of the latest pins, like from how many seconds ago the people that you're following, they put out content. So when you want to pin, you have two options. As you can see here on the top, these are all of the people who have just pinned. Like this one has 21 seconds ago, this one has 35 seconds ago, and Pinterest tells you exactly when these pins were put out. So when you want to go ahead and add, mix your pins up with the 80-20 rule, you want to use the following. You want to go and type that in there, and you want to pin pins from people that you follow. It's going to help get you more followers, because these people are going to notice that, oh, as soon as I pin my pin, this person came right on and they repinned it, so I'm going to check out their profile. This is how you increase your engagement with the people that you follow on Pinterest. It has a snowball effect for your account as well. Now you also want to consider using the popular tab. This is the trending, and you want to go to use the popular tab to also pin popular and trending images onto your profile as well. But just make sure that you are using the 80-20 rule like I showed you just now. You want to create as many images for your blog post as possible, and then you just mix a little bit of other people's content with your content as well. So what is the best pinning strategy that you should be using, to get the best out of Pinterest? So this is your pin. Like, you go ahead and you create a pin that leads back to your blog post. Next, what do you do after you've created your pin and you want to pin it to Pinterest? Your first and very important step that you need to take is to pin this pin to a board that has related keywords. Like, this pin is about, let's say, blog post ideas. Now you want to pin it to a board that has blog post ideas in the title of the board. This is your first and very important step that you want to, take after creating your pin. Your next step is, once you've pinned that pin onto that board that is relevant to the topic, you want to go ahead and pin it to your board that you have on Pinterest that houses all of the blog posts from your blog. So every Pinterest profile that leads back to a website or a blog should have a board that is just there, that houses all the pins for your website or blog. Now you have two options. If you do not want to create a board, which you should do, or you're using Tailwind or Board Booster to go ahead and send out your pins onto different group boards on Pinterest, you always want to save it here first from your blog onto the relevant board, and then you want to send it out to your board for your blog, or you want to schedule it from this board using Tailwind or Board Booster. Never schedule pins from your blog itself. You want to schedule it from the board that is relevant to, using your automation tools, and then you schedule them to go out to different group boards that you have on your profile. Now this is very important. I'm going to show you how I do this. So let's go to a blog post that I've just created. And this is about, getting 100,000 blog post ideas in like 60 seconds. Yeah. So let's go ahead and pin this onto Pinterest. This post is called Blog Post Ideas. So what I want to do here is I want to grab the post, just save that. And I want to look for a board that is relevant. And this one is called Blog Post Ideas. So I'm going to save it on here. This is relevant to the post itself. And the next thing I want to do, which I'm going to be showing you, so this is the post, and I saved it to Blog Post Ideas. Now I'm going to save it to my board, to the board that houses all of my blog posts, and it's called Start a Mommy Blog Post. I can't find where that is. Okay, Start a Mommy Blog Post. So I'm going to save it onto there. Now, what happens? What do you do? If you do not want to save it onto there, you can save it directly on from this board. You can schedule them. You can schedule it to go to Tailwind, and you can paste, schedule them to go out to different group boards. But the real way that you should be doing this thing is you want to go to your board. Just a second. Okay, so here's my board. Now that you have all of your pins from your blog on this one board, so how do you make it so that, let me just remove this one because I already have one. Now, what do you do to make it look natural, that your pins don't show up like you're pinning one particular pin to all of the group boards at one time? This is what you do. You pin, like I have around 30 group boards. I'm going to pin this one to the first group board. I'm going to go to the next pin. So, you need to put some time into this. I'm going to go to the next pin, and I'm going to save this to the second group board. Okay, I'm going to go to the third one, so that it looks natural on my profile, and I'm going to save that to the third group board, and so on and so forth. Let me just do one more. Okay, and I'm going to save this one to the fourth group board. Okay, and that is it. So when you go back to my profile and you click the pins icon, this is what you're going to see. Okay, let me refresh that. Now, I usually, when I just create a blog post, I go ahead and pin it to all of the group boards at once, just that one time, so, and then I make sure that I have it on my board for my blog. And this is what happens, as you see here. Now, if someone comes and click on the pins icon, it's going to show up like it showed up on the other people's profile. Now, you're going to have separate pins, and it's going to look all natural. Now, I'm going to be showing you too what you should do and why it's important to create pins and upload them daily to your Pinterest profile that leads back to one particular blog post. And this is the same strategy that you're going to use. You create pins and you pin them to relevant boards. Then you pin them onto your board, your housing board, and then you can go ahead and just, spread them all out to all your different group boards. This is how you do it. Now let's move on. So what are the right times to pin on Pinterest? Well, extensive research and Pinterest itself shows that the right times to pin on Pinterest during the day and night is between 2 to 4 p.m. and between 8 to 1 a.m. Now, to go ahead and find out when your audience will be active, no matter where you are in the world, on Pinterest, let me just go ahead and show you how to do this. You can go to your analytics tab. Let's go ahead and do that. And you just want to hover over this tab until it opens up. But for some reason, it's not opening. Like always, my connection. Okay, so you just want to hover over that, and you want to go to people you reach. Just select people you reach. And this is how you are gonna find, Okay, so we're going to get into the analytics a little bit later, but this is your country. This is the country of your audience. The United States, you have 229,000 people from the United States who views your content daily. Now you have these people these are the different states that they are from in the United States. Now you have Los Angeles. Let's go to Google and type in Los Angeles time. Okay, now let's type that in there and let's see what time it is in Los. It is 6:31 a.m. Now on my side of the world, it's 4:31 p.m. So okay, 4:31 p.m. That means that people in Los Angeles are about how many hours? Well, you need to calculate that, and like they are, I think 8 hours behind you. So you're gonna have to calculate the time difference between your time, and that country's time zone, and you're gonna have to create like a chart of your audience's time zones. You can use Tailwind for this. They have a great automation tool that can detect your audience's time and when your stuff should go out. But if you want to do this manually, and I recommend that you do, you can jot down all of the different time zones for your audiences, and you can create an alarm that goes out and tells you to go ahead and start pinning on Pinterest. Right now, your audience is on Pinterest. This is how you're going to get a lot of engagement. So you just want to go over there, get all of these different areas in the United States, get their time zones, and then you calculate it to your time zone, and then you can get the right time. Like, okay, if you're supposed to pin between 2 to 4 p.m., that's when they're on Pinterest, and 8 to 1 a.m. Now you're going to calculate that and get the right time zones, create an alarm that goes out and tells you, go ahead right now and start pinning on Pinterest. That's what I do, guys. So it works best for me. Now the best days to pin on Pinterest, guys. So research also, and Pinterest also shows that they put out this data that on Sundays are great days for DIY and crafts. On Mondays, you can go ahead and pin your fitness pins about fitness. On Tuesday is technology, blogger, tech gadgets, and all of that good stuff. On Wednesdays, you have quotes. On fashion. On Thursday, you have fashion. Friday, you have humor. And Saturday, you have travel. So I'm going to give you if you stay till the end, I'm going to tell you how you can get access to this particular presentation, guys. So you can jot all of these down, or you can go ahead and watch the video over and you can mark down all of these different information. So now let's talk about your pin. This is a really, really important part of it all because, Pinterest is a visual search engine, and the pins on Pinterest, they really have to pop out so that people, they want to click on it. You have a lot of different things that goes into a pin that make people want to pin on it. Like, the title of your pin. If you have catchy titles on a particular pin, the structure of your pin. Now there are different ways that you can brand your pin. It could be by adding a logo, or it could be by your fonts that you're using on all of your images, like what I do. If you go to my profile on Pinterest, all of my images are different from each other. I don't have images that are all the same. But one thing that is consistent with all of my images, guys, are the fonts, the sizes, but I always use different backgrounds, and I never ever try to stick to one way of creating images because, it gets boring. But as long as you have, let me just go ahead and show you this image. Now, my logo is on here on the image itself, and the text that I use is on here. And you can, you could brand your images by the color, the text, and the logo. It's really important. You always want to brand yourself on Pinterest so that people, whenever they see a particular image, they know right away that this image is from this person. So the best custom dimensions to use are 564 by 997, and you can use whatever works best for you, but I find that these dimensions, they work really well on Pinterest. Now you have 564 by 1151, and you have 564 by 1347. Now the right way to create Pinterest images are by using only 2 fonts on an image. Never make your images really busy. When you have too many different fonts and too many different colors and all, to tell you the truth, among all of my images, this particular images has gotten a lot of repins. If I show you some of the images that have, gotten up to 1,000 repins in less than 2 weeks, you're not going to believe it, because they're not noisy. There aren't a lot of different, like some of these ones that I created yesterday, I think a few days ago, like this one, it's getting a lot of, repins. But this one, to tell you the truth, it didn't do really well, and I think I'm going to change it because I have a lot of colors going on here. And people on Pinterest, they try to steer clear of a lot of noisy images. Now, the best colors to use for your pins are red, orange, and brown. Use a lot of dominant colors on your images on Pinterest, your background images. And what I noticed was that pins that had the title and a subtitle, and then this area is empty, that has, it only shows the background image and then the logo, like all of the text are going to be up here or down here or in the middle, but it shouldn't be all over the image like what I'm doing on Pinterest. I found that those images, they do really well on Pinterest. Like if you have all of your text up here or down here or in the middle, but you always want to have your logo at the bottom or at the top of your images. Don't use all of the space to add text. It is not going to get a lot of clicks. So let's move on to the next one, guys. And I already have a video that shows you exactly how to use Canva to create these pins. I am going to be, leaving it at the end of this video. I'm going to add a, I don't know how they call it. Anyway, so why pin daily? This is very important. 80% of Pinterest pins are repins. And I've been reading Pinterest blog a lot. And Pinterest rewards accounts that add brand new content daily. You want to, pin daily. Make sure to add new content onto Pinterest daily. Don't just go in there and repin all of your stuff. Make sure to add at least 1 to 2 pins daily that comes from out of Pinterest on to Pinterest. Now, what pinning method drives more traffic and increases engagement on Pinterest? I'm going to show you a proof of this. I actually use this particular method, to see if, after I read Pinterest blog and they said that you need to upload or add new content daily onto Pinterest, I decided to go ahead and test it out and see if it really works. And yes, it does. So by uploading your pins directly or by pinning from your blog or other blogs to Pinterest, it increases your engagement rate. Now you need to create a new pin every day for any of your posts. It could be your old post or your new post. Create at least a pin every day and then you upload it to Pinterest. I found that when I use this upload an image button to go ahead, let me just open up Canva here, and I'm going to see if I just created a new pin that I can upload for you guys. Just a sec. So yeah, I have this post. Okay, let me just go ahead and open it up. So this is how I do it. This is how I do it. I'm going to show you the analytics to show you exactly how this worked. So this is 50 ways to make money online in 2018. Now I'm going to go back to my blog. I like it. So I'm going to go back to my blog just until this loads, guys. And I'm going to locate that particular post. Just a sec. So I'm on the post itself, and just this post is less than a month old, guys, and it already has 2,000 repins on Pinterest. So these tips I'm showing you guys, they really work. This pin is less than a month old and it already has 2,000 repins. So let's go up. Okay, this is what you want to do. You already created your image and you just want to go ahead. So whenever you're less busy, you just want to go ahead and copy the link to that particular post, go onto Pinterest, and you want to upload a post. I found that by uploading posts from, to Pinterest, it really increases your engagement rate. So just a sec. And there you go ahead and you add your pin in there, you upload it, and you just add your link. And let's go ahead, and this is how you do it. So I'm going to show you what's going to happen here. So I just added a new pin because I know that this is a rich pin and it's going to pull out all of my descriptions, but I'm just going to add ways to make money online. Okay, I have my keywords in there, and I'm going to look for a board with the keywords in them. So it's make money online. I have make money online. There it is. And there you go. So that's all you have to do. Go ahead and create pins. And then you want to add it to the right boards like I showed you before. And then you add them onto Pinterest. So this is what I'm going to do next. I always make sure to go ahead and add this right away to my board. So start a mommy blog before, I don't want to forget. Okay, that's done. That's it. You just want to go ahead and create, and you use this upload tab and you upload to Pinterest. You can also go ahead and find posts from other blogs. Now, if you're on Pinterest and you want to just add content from outside of Pinterest, like I would find someone that I'm already following on Pinterest. Okay, let's just go to following. This is what I do. So instead of repinning their stuff off of Pinterest, then what I would do is I would find a person from off of here, and just select someone. Okay, I like this lady, so I'm gonna go ahead and go visit her blog, and I just want to pin something off of Pinterest onto Pinterest. That's really important. It increases your engagement rate. So this is how you just go to the person's site and you use the pin it button up here, and it is going to pull out some images that you can pin. You can go ahead and pin that. So yeah, this is for social media marketing, and I'm gonna go in and add that to my social media marketing board. So let me just go to the analytics section and show you exactly what happened when I used this particular technique that Pinterest themselves talked about. I'm gonna go to the analytics and I'm gonna go to the overview. So I'm going to show you here that when I use this particular method, I'm going to show you how much this, okay, let's go to the activity from Start a Mommy Blog. I'm going to show you first what happened. But in less than a month, guys, my engagement rate, my audience count went up from around 200,000 to 370,000, 200 to 370,000 just by using this particular method. Now, where you see these spikes, these are the days that I pinned off of Pinterest onto Pinterest. All of these spikes that you are looking at are the days that I pinned off of Pinterest onto Pinterest. I used this particular, technique, and I wanted to research it and find out if it really worked so that I can be able to tell you guys about it. These spikes are spikes for when my pins, really started getting some action on Pinterest. I had a lot of clicks, and as you can see here, I have a lot of clicks to my site and a lot of repins just by doing this. Now, just where you see this particular spike up here, I had around 900 visitors on that particular day just from one particular pin on Pinterest. I think maybe a 1 or 2 pins on Pinterest. I got all of that traffic on a brand new blog. This is a new blog. Now I have accounts on Pinterest with over 1 million Pinterest views, over 2 million views, per month I'm getting. And I'm getting a lot of traffic, 2,000, 3,000 visitors to my other blogs per day. But this is a brand new blog. It's less than 6 months old. And I am getting around 900, 800, 900 visitors per day. So this is something that is really, really powerful, guys. You go ahead and use these methods and they're going to help you. So let's go back to the presentation. I don't know where I'm at. Okay. Now you want to create a new pin every day for any post, any of your posts, and you upload it to Pinterest, and it's going to drive you more traffic. Okay. Now here's the tip. You want to create as much content as you possibly can. If you're uploading your Pinterest account with new content every day or every other day, Pinterest is going to reward you for that. You want to fill your boards with more of your content because people are coming onto your profile to see your content. If they go ahead and open up your boards and they're finding a lot of other people's content that you're just repinning, that's not gonna look good for your business. You want to add value and you want to add a lot of content. You pin only 20% of other people's pin to your profile. Last but not least, you want to brand your profile and pins with either your logo or a specific font or a particular color. Now, should you be using automation tools? Look, to tell you the truth, and I'm going to get a lot of haters on this, I don't. Yes, I signed up for Tailwind. I used the premium version for about a few months and I didn't see any change. So I tried it and it didn't do anything good for me, but it doesn't mean that it's not working for other people. But should you use it? Now, here are a couple of reasons why I think you shouldn't. It could depend on your schedule. Like if you're really busy and you don't have around 2 hours to spend on Pinterest per day, yeah, you can go ahead and use automation tools. They're great. But why I think that you should spend your time on Pinterest, number one, because Pinterest rewards you for spending time on the app itself. They reward you because they know that you're logged in and you're, engaging on the platform. You're engaging, you're adding value, you're adding content, and you're engaging with other people's stuff. And number two, being active on Pinterest gives you an advantage over dormant accounts. Like Pinterest, people sign into Pinterest maybe once a week or twice a week. If you're signing into Pinterest every single day and you're spending time on that platform, trust me, Pinterest is going to reward you for that. And you're going to be able to learn a lot. The more you spend time doing something, the more you learn about it. That's why I think that you shouldn't use automation tools, and you should concentrate on being on Pinterest, yourself. So, conclusion, you want to read Pinterest blog regularly. And you also want to join me on Facebook. This is why I said you need to stay till the end. You want to join me on Facebook for a link to this particular presentation that you'll be able to access it, and you can do whatever it is you want to do with it. And you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you also want to hit the notification tab to be notified whenever I put out new videos. And last but not least, guys, you need to follow me on Pinterest. And you need to join my Facebook group where I answer questions of all my followers all the time. I go on there 2 to 3 times per week, and I try to answer as many questions as I can. So on there, you're going to get a hold of me, and you're going to ask me questions. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to help you out. And you need, follow me everywhere, guys, because I put out content all the time. And these content, they're really going to help you because I do the research and I put out the content, and they're going to help you excel on Pinterest. I do, talk about blogging, affiliate marketing, Pinterest, social media, and all of that good stuff. I put out a lot of free content, guys. So you need to go ahead and follow me on all of these places. I'm going to leave all the links down below so that you can join me in. You want to stay awesome, as always. And you want to like this video, and you want to share this video, and you want to tell me that I'm awesome. So stay awesome until next time. Peace. Ciao. Bye-bye.